Hi,
Hi
hi.
guys.
Welcome once again to our channel. Is your girl intentional favor and myself, the husband man. And this evening, we are here to um, address the questions that were asked in the last video where we spoke about my journey in the teaching profession here in UK. We're here this evening to address it. And I would like to say a very big thank you. The comments were so wonderful. I enjoyed every one of them. The accolades and the congratulations, they were so wonderful. Thank you so very much. And to our returning subscribers, I want to sincerely thank you. This is the first time I'm doing this. I want to thank you sincerely for being there with us, right? Those that have been there with us, coming in regularly, God bless you, really good. And if you're seeing us for the very first time today is the very first day of getting in contact with this channel, and this is the very first day I'm doing this introduction, right? I will want to plead with you to subscribe to this channel. I'd like to plead with you, please subscribe, click the red subscribe button, and also turn on your notification bell so that you get notified when we upload subsequent videos.
So I'm here I feel like calling myself the word that came to my mind is umpire, whatever. But I'm just here to regulate it. So I'll just be asking the questions, okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'm just here to read out the questions and yeah, he will be the one to answer because he's the one that got the job. He is the one that is doing the teaching. So all your questions we will try to answer it. So without much wasting of your time, guys, let's jump straight into the video. So guys, the first question will just be selecting randomly. We'll try to cover all the questions as much as possible. So whichever one comes up first in the comment section, we'll read them. I've been seeing so many compliments. Thank you guys so much. Okay, we really appreciate it. Thank you guys for your good wishes and
yeah.
being happy
Thank you,
for
thank you
us.
so much. The comments were so wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you guys. So the first question I can cite here says, okay, this person says, wow, this is so fantastic. Congratulations to both of you. Nothing like both couple having something doing. Sorry to ask, what was he teaching in Nigeria prior to now?
Yeah. All right. Before now, I was teaching mathematics in Nigeria. At some point, further mathematics. At some point, physics. So all my life has been in the sciences, physics, mathematics, further mathematics. That's been my role
Yeah.
so
Okay.
far.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
The next question says, please, what does it take to get a teaching role in UK? A guide will be highly appreciated. Congratulations to your husband. So, what does it take to get a teaching role in the UK? What guidance can you give to people wanting to, you know, go into the teaching sector in the UK?
Yeah. Getting into the teaching sector in UK, for me, I think first and foremost, the fact that you are in the teaching profession before now, you are in the education sector before now, maybe that passion will also drive you to get into the system here, right? And there are two levels to it actually. One is getting qualified as a teacher in UK and also being trained outside UK, right? You've been trained outside UK and you're a qualified teacher in your country and you've been working, you have some years of experience and you're coming in here, you can get into teaching profession where you have to do a swap, right? You have to present the qualifications from your country and there will be a swap. This one is not really very, very viable, really, right?
I think it
So
depends on the
it depends
country.
on the country, but once you were a teacher, you have your qualifications, you have your documents, and you are currently in the UK, or you want to apply from outside UK. Applying from outside UK is different from being here in the first place, right? So I can't talk about those that are not in UK, right? They are in their country trying to apply. I don't have any expertise on that one at all. But I can talk about those that are currently in the UK, right, that want to go into teaching. You can you can do a swap, right? You have to present your documents because I know in one of the chain agencies I applied to, they asked me for a letter of my professional standing. It was even I was even laughing. What does this mean again? Because of all the checks have been done, I was ready to go to school to the classroom actually, and she came up again and said, "No, you still have one more document before you get cleared for work." say what is that again? He said I should get a letter of my professional standing. That's where they want to check if I'm a qualified teacher from my country. I get it now. So once you are here, you're qualified, you can you can get into the teaching job and also get into the salary scale for a qualified teacher here in UK, which is QTX. And of course, there's a process involved in transfer.
QTS,
Yeah,
what does it mean?
QTS means qualified teacher status here in UK. You can do a swap. I think that process is not so clear to me, but I think that is obtainable. Right there, from my own angle, if you've not got the QTS and also you don't have the qualification from your country. Of course, I've done my PGD in Nigeria under NTI,
National
National
Training
Teachers
Teachers
Institute. Yes,
Institute.
I've done that. I'm yet to get my qualification as a teacher in Nigeria. So for me, I don't really have the qualified status in Nigeria in the first place. But although I've done the training, and I also told them I've done the training under PGD, and they also saw it, yeah,
PGDE.
PGD in Nigeria, and they saw it as well. So that was the ground, and I've been teaching before now.
You've been teaching for
So
more than 10 years.
yeah, for more than 10 years in Nigeria. So on seeing that, they also saw my CV. Your CV must be up to date. They like the CV thing. They must every gap in your CV must be
Explained.
covered. Must explain why there's a gap in your CV. Right. At a point they asked me what was happening between when I finished serving in 2012, 2013 I served and came out in 2014. Right. 2014 April to 2014 October when I started my first teaching job. They were asking me what were you doing between 2014 April and 2014 October. I was like, I didn't really notice that they will see that gap. And I said, okay, I was volunteering anyway. I was doing this what's it called? Holiday classes, no, not holiday lesson and holiday classes, but my
Private
private
lessons.
lesson. I've been doing that, I've been volunteering, not really into a system, but I started teaching from October. They said that's fine. And he also recorded it, and that's how that was covered. So every gap in your CV must be covered, and you must have an up-to-date CV. Even my CV, up at the point when I came to join my wife here in UK, I resigned June 30th, then came into the country July, right? They were asking me what happened between between June 30th and when I was really amazed. I checked it and I said, oh, that was the time I actually traveled and relocated. So relocation, fine, that was written there. In fact, it is really an interesting one. Even though I filled the form, I saw that too. You have to fill up every gap. So your CV must be there. And then once you get these things out, they will also require you to send in two references from your previous job where you taught previously in Nigeria, overseas references, that's what they called it. And they said if you send in the contact, they are the email addresses of your references, and then they will now send them the template for them to fill and confirm that you've been teaching in that school, which of course I did. And they actually required the professional email, not just not
Yeah,
just any
personal
email, not
email.
personal
It has
email,
to be,
the
yeah.
school professional email. And I was blessed. Thank God I taught in
Big
international
schools,
schools in
like
Nigeria.
international,
Yeah,
yeah.
schools that were into IGCSE and checkpoints. So two schools, my two last schools in Nigeria, we are truly on the big scale. So I quickly sent my HOD and my HOD of the two schools of the mass department HODs. The two of them quickly did my reference and then sent it back, and they got it. So roughly, what you require if you don't have the qualified status from your own country in the first place. If you
Mm.
have it, you have a very strong ground. You cannot begin to press in. It might take you up to a year, but make sure you follow that route. It's fine. It's fantastic.
If you have it,
If you have it, yes, it's fantastic. But if you don't have it at all, but
it's
you still
not.
have the passion, you
And
taught
the
for some time and
experience, yeah.
experience, you want to still come into the
Teaching.
teaching here in the UK. There are so many
So many.
agencies
Oh
that
gosh.
are involved in teaching. Just say teaching agencies in UK.
Go to
So
Indeed.
indeed, yeah. If you're
Apply.
currently in UK, yeah,
Yeah.
just of course you see so many of them. Once you just type unqualified status, unqualified teacher status, or
Status.
unqualified teacher's position. You can
Yeah.
also see it, assistant teacher and all that. So that's how I apply to the agencies, and the checks were done. Once you submit your CV, your up-to-date CV, they will require you to do a DBS.
Yeah, because that will
Yeah,
answer one of the questions I cited. Someone was asking, we said that he got the job since September
yeah,
and then he just started working in October.
yeah,
So someone was asking, what are the checks to do? Yeah,
yeah.
so this will answer the question
Oh,
as
the
well.
checks now. The checks is one of them is DBS,
DBS,
which
very
is
important.
Disclosure Barring Service,
Yeah,
right? This is one thing that every worker here in UK must do.
if
He
you are
must
working
totally,
with
he must go through.
people,
Yeah,
working within the
people,
human beings,
individuals, the
yeah,
elderly or children. Of course, I'm to work with children, so they required the DBS. Of course, I actually had done the DBS before when I was trying to get into the support work. I did a DBS that covered enhanced DBS check that covered adults and children, right? But the first teaching agency said they won't take that off the adults. I have to do it. I have to repeat the DBS again.
do the
So I
one
had to do the one
specific to
for children
children, not
alone,
children and
children
adults.
and
Oh,
adults. So I did it. I paid for it, and the checks were done, and they returned it back to me. And that's actually the required at DBS check. Then the references, right? Then the references will be sent to Nigeria or to the country you're watching from. It will be sent back to them. The next is they just book up an interview section,
yeah.
right? Just to know, just to see you
No, I
face to
think
face.
before the
Yeah,
reference, before they send out
yeah,
reference, don't you do interview before that?
yeah. Interview can come before that. Yeah, it's true. I did it.
Yeah,
It
interview
can
is when
come.
they
Yeah.
accept you. Is when you pass your interview, they now start doing the reference and the checks.
Mm.
Because they don't do all of this. Because what if you go to the interview and you don't pass? So you do the interview. So when you apply, your CV, everything has to be up to date. Yeah, I'm asking because I was carried along. We did all of that together. So I think he's mixing it up at some point. So when you've applied, and of course with your CV and everything, and they consider it, that's when they will of course enlist you for interview. Then they will interview you. I don't know if you remember the questions they asked him. Maybe in a different video we'll come and share some of the questions. Was I at home? I think I was home, but I was really busy. I was working from home the day, but I think for your support work, I'm still
Yeah,
going
the
to
support
film a
worker.
video. I wrote down some of the questions you were asked for support work role, but we can talk about the interview process for teaching maybe in a separate video. So after the interview, if you did well, that's when they begin the checks, they start the reference, they start the DBS and all of that. So that's usually how it works. So I think in summary, for you to teach here in the UK, the major thing is that you have a prior experience. In Nigeria, how that people read a different thing and then nothing is working. The only excuse is to go and start teaching. Okay, I don't know. We can't say if it works the same way, but we know that experience definitely is very, very important. And maybe you were telling me about GCSE. Maybe you'll
Yeah.
talk about that later, okay, about GCSE. But if we are talking to international or we are talking to immigrants, I think this other one might not apply to them. But the fact is that that kind of thing, there's this saying that every disappointment is a blessing. You know how they say that, oh, because my husband, in case you don't know, is actually an engineer. Yeah, he did his first degree in engineering, electrical engineering, and then did masters.
Degree.
Masters in engineering too, oh, federal universities, no be anything, oh. But then you know how Nigeria is. And instead of him to just say, then he started teaching, and he's very good at mathematics and physics. So he went there. But now look, he started doing it and he liked it, had passion for it. He came here and he has continued. So that prior experience is important. Your CV, like he said, has to be up to date. Apply, go on Indeed. It's simple, really.
Total
I think,
jobs.
yeah, total jobs, Indeed, total job. If possible, upload your CV there. Upload your CV on Indeed. There is a place where you can upload your CV on Indeed. Make it visible for prospective employees, okay, or employers rather. Make it open to them, okay, and they will be the one coming after you. You know that our church member in our church who said the same thing. She has been teaching all her life. She's a student here, and now they are the one coming after her. Oh, I saw your CV. Several agencies are calling her, and she's busy with work and she can only work 20 hours. So she has done her 20 hours. They'll still be calling her. Please, can you come today?
Even if it's half day, say come and work.
Even if it's half day, come and work it. She's saying, no, I've done enough. I have assignments to do, this and that. So teaching is one thing that if prior to coming here, you've been teaching, you have an experience. Yeah. It's really something you can do as an international student. Oh my God, like work will be running after you. That's one thing about teaching. teachers are in like there are shortage, they're in high demand, there are shortage of teachers here in the United Kingdom. We'll still come to his role or what he's doing or whatever, because we'll come to that later. Hopefully a question addressed that. But these are just the basic way you can actually get into the teaching. So you can do the qualified teacher status if from your country you already have qualified, you have everything. Like I said, his own is in between engineer and teaching, so it's not like he did it fully and he has the whatever
as my first degree.
And maybe I'm not sure if you belong to NUT, but if you really belong to NUT, yes, Nigerian Union of Teachers, or
you have your TRCN.
Council number. Exactly.
It's very easy.
So you come here.
You just have to be patient with them, follow the system, and you get into the salary scale
of teachers, because he's not being paid as a teacher, the salary of teachers, because he doesn't have the qualified status. So if you have all the status, your TRCN, you are registered with Nigerian Union of Teachers, or your country, if you have a number, like you're on the register of teachers in your country, when you come here, provide all the proofs. Automatically,
just level it up. They will try to do a balance to see whether it's equivalent to what they have here. From there, they can absorb in the system, and you flow from there.
So, but unlike him, or just like him, if you are not there, if you have had a prior experience of teaching, you can still start teaching, but you won't be paid as a qualified teacher. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. Then the other way I think you can also get it is you can go and do a degree. You can go to university.
I was going to that too. So they have other routes again to get your QTS. You can do it under the university system. You can just apply for a 1-year PGCE, right? You apply for 1 year, you finish the 1 year, you get a placement, and once you're done with that, you have your qualified teacher status. There's another routes of getting in. that's where you go to, I think, placement schools, right? That's another option again. You can decide to do a 1-year placement, full-time placement in a school, right? You also apply through the government website, DFE or gov.uk. This is maybe I'll try and get the links. Maybe drop in the video description box, so that you can just click on it and see what you have there, right? So where you volunteer in a school, you go to a school. Of course, you pay the fees for the QTS. You pay the fees, and then you get to the school. You do 4 days in school, 1 day theory, and then when you finish about 4 months at the end of your placement, you go to a different school, similar role. That is done. You cannot get your qualified teacher status. If you want to also attempt coming and doing it from your country, that's what they call IQTS. International Qualified Teacher Status. Is equivalent to what we have as QTS here, right? You can do it from your country. You can do it online if possible. You can do it online from your country, get the certification before coming into UK to teach it, right? So that's the option available to get into teaching full time. So it's not really as easy as spelled out. So once you are determined to get it, you can get it, right? There's another 4-year plan. I think I said now a 4-year plan. You can do solid 4 years to get the QTS. So that again, I will drop the link so you can read this up for yourself from gov.uk. Everything here is in the government's website. You can read it up there. You can see the requirements. You can apply for it. The school route is there, as it's going through the university system. Placement route is still there as you wish.
Get it done. However, thank you so much for that. That was really detailed. So let's see. Please do a video on how to get a teaching job in the UK. That's what we've done. That's how to do it. Okay, your experience is very important. And he said something about depends on the school, because most of them will insist it shouldn't be a personal email for your references, and also you have to prepare for interview.
Even the girl in church said she was in a role in a government school. There's no professional email. So she had to beg and got somebody that did it for her and sent it across.
Yeah.
Right. So they need that email. It must be
institutional email, not a personal email, because you can ask your uncle to do it for you. Right? So they want to make sure that is covered. So many congratulatory messages here, guys. Thank you. You guys are blessed. To God be the glory. Please, what qualification did you use to get your teaching job? That has been answered. It's because of his prior experience as a
Experience is the
teacher.
main thing. Of course, during the interview section, they will ask you what have been your role
Yeah,
before now.
they'll keep asking you questions,
your roles,
practical.
yes, your role. What have been your role before now? I told them.
We'll talk
teaching
about
mathematics.
interview later. Let
Okay.
this video not necessarily be too long. Yeah. Please, can you make a detailed video of what it entailed to get the teaching job? That's a detailed video. Honestly, I'm not sure how long this video will be, but I believe it will be worth your time. Is it a full-time role or part-time? And how was he able to get it? So we've answered how we get it. So is it a full-time or part-time role?
Yeah, we have three ways to it through the agency. You know, you can either work on day-to-day supply or you work on short-term or long-term. If it's on long-term, I would say is a full what now?
Full-time.
Full-time, yeah. If it's on long-term, maybe when you are posted to a school, you can do one full-time with them. That is September to December. It's on long-term. If you go into that school, to teach. Right, that could be long term. Then you can do 2 weeks into one school, 2 weeks on short term, and then you can also do day to day. Just call up in the morning. This school needs a supply teacher. Please, can you go and teach in this school? Can you go? Yeah, you agree with them. They will send your details across, and that's how you go. Right. So at that point, it can be short term.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you're not working, because literally every day, literally since he started this job, literally every day he receives call. Remember, you must not be loyal, or you must not register to only one agency.
Yes,
so he has about
important.
3 agencies that he registers. So most times this person, if this person doesn't call, this other person will call.
This one calls before this, so I say no.
And I've accepted it. I'm not. You don't have to say I'm not available today. So since he started this job, like teaching, he's been doing it 5 days a week. 5 days a week, except maybe there was some days that he have some other job, like support job, or he has something to do, then he will decline. So you can still make it your normal Monday to Friday job, but you know it's not like other jobs like support that you do 8 to 8 or these things. It's just maybe half 8 or 8:10 or 8:15 to 3:30. So it's just 8 hours. Yeah. So you see that it's not really like the whole day. Yeah. So this can also be good for people that have kids. Yeah. So that by when you finish, you just go and take your kids from school, then you stay with them. Next morning you drop them off or something, then you go to your own work. You know, this can actually be helpful for students that have kids. But that experience is also very important. Can you make a video on what it takes to get the teaching job in UK? We've already done that. Please, what does it take to become a teacher in UK? Because I read education English in Nigeria and I want to apply for masters in UK. So it's not just about reading. If you just read it and you've not been teaching and you're not even registered with NUT or have your TRC number, it doesn't. I think TRCN number.
Yeah, number. So TRC, that end is a number.
And that's why I say TRC number.
Okay.
You don't have to say TRCN number. That would be tautology. GTB Bank. GT Bank. Okay, yeah. So of course, I believe what we've talked already answered this question. Like I said, most of the questions are okay. Somebody said, please, did you get the job with your Nigerian qualification or you did QTS over there?
Of course,
it was already answered that. This person was talking about knowing you. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's it. What check do they do? That's the last question that came in today, actually, before we filmed this video. So guys, with that, I think we've come to the end of this video. I want to believe it's detailed enough. I want to believe that your questions are answered. Even if it's not, please use the comment section to ask us further questions. Are there things you still need clarifications on? Just use the comment section to let us know. But please, don't forget to like this video. Give it thumbs up. It goes a long way, guys. I can't overemphasize it. But please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not. Please, and share this video with as many people that you think might need it. And we'll be seeing you in our next one. Until then, guys.
Stay blessed.
Remain intentional
and take good care of yourself.
Bye.